On the afternoon of June 29, 1978, actor Bob Crane was found bludgeoned to death in his Scottsdale apartment. That morning, his close friend John Carpenter, one of the last people to see him alive, hastily left Scottsdale and flew back to Los Angeles. But before he left, he returned his rental car, a brand new 1978 Chrysler Cordoba. And when Scottsdale police searched it, they made a shocking discovery. Police find 7 bloodstains on the inside passenger door of John Carpenter's rental car. The car was immediately impounded by DPS, processed and photographed, the blood collected to determine blood type.
You're talking about a case that was in 1978 where blood typing was it. That's all you could do with blood.
DNA testing was still 10 years away. Police questioned Carpenter about the blood.
You shook me up with the blood on my car, which, like I said, I didn't know where that came from, and I don't know how much there was. Then when you said to me, you know, why did I kill Bob Crane? Well, I told you right off the start I didn't, and I would never do that.
And this is the actually tube from Carpenter's blood.
That is John Carpenter's blood.
It is.
Taken when?
On 7/2 of 1978.
Still liquid.
It is.
Police need to know whose blood is in the car. Is it John Carpenter's or Bob Crane's? If it's Crane's blood, Carpenter may very well be the killer.
You're going to have some real explaining to do. And he said, yeah, whatever.
Borkenhagen fingerprinted Carpenter that day, the originals still in evidence, signed by John Carpenter.
July 2nd, 1978.
This is John Carpenter's prints as given to Dennis Borkenhagen, one of the investigators from Scottsdale PD.
They are.
Exactly as they were.
Yes.
Borkenhagen is one of only 3 people who ever questioned Carpenter.
What were your impressions of the guy?
He was very stoic.
You implied and directly told me that I had direct contact with Bob Crane's death.
Yes. In fact, we'll get to that.
The first time I talked to him, I knew we were dealing with a guy that was going to be hard to crack.
Did you feel he was lying to you?
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You felt he was deceptive?
Yeah.
Lab results on the blood in Carpenter's car reveal it's type B, the same blood type as Bob Crane, found in only 9% of the population. There's more. Type B blood found on the drapes in Crane's guest room. Did the killer peer out the window to time his escape? And type B blood on the front door, leading out of Crane's apartment. While the blood is of the same type as Bob Crane, in 1978, before DNA, there's no way to prove it actually came from Bob Crane. With no eyewitnesses, no murder weapon, prosecutors need a confession. Scottsdale Police Lieutenant Ron Dean and Detective Borkenhagen confront Carpenter a second time, never before heard.
We're trying to talk to you about the murder of Bob Crane.
This I
that occurred in
understand.
Scottsdale.
This I understand.
And what do you think about that?
I think it's a great, but when you sit across from me and accuse me of killing my best friend, one of my best friends.
Well, I'm still thinking
I-
that you did.
All right, then fine. Then
In
I
fact,
won't say.
I think I would be able to probably prove that
Then
you
fine.
did.
Then I'm not going to say another word. I'm sorry.
Well, I
I'm
don't know
here.
if you should say another word or not.
Then I'm sorry.
What do you mean you're sorry? You're sorry you killed him? Are you? Or do you think he deserved it? Why don't you tell me about that? Let's get right to it. I think you're about ready to tell us about it, and let's get right with it. What happened in Scottsdale, Arizona to cause you to kill Bob Crane?
It's the last time investigators would question John Carpenter. He walked out of the interview a free man. 14 years would pass before he was finally charged with the crime. Hidden from public view for 22 years, these are the original sections of the passenger door of John Carpenter's rental car. The missing pieces are where the blood was found. The cutouts were tested 4 separate times in the late 80s and early 90s for DNA.
None of them were able to conclusively say that it was Bob Crane's blood.
The cutouts stored for years in these sealed vials are what we will test at Bodie Cellmark Forensics in Maryland, the same lab that performed DNA testing in several high-profile murder cases: O.J. Simpson, JonBenet Ramsey, and Bob Crane. Investigator Mike Meislich with the County Attorney's Office will package all the blood evidence. You are going to package it up and send it off.
Yes, that's
Just
correct.
as you would in any case.
Yes.
Nobody's touched it. It hasn't been tampered with.
No. So we've got some evidence that they may be able to do something with technology these days.
With the advancements in DNA science in the past 20 years, will our tests finally reveal who killed Bob Crane? Next, John Carpenter goes on trial.
There is no doubt in your mind that John Carpenter killed Bob Crane.
None whatsoever.
But the jury has doubts.
The evidence wasn't there.
And what will our new DNA tests reveal?